And I think I want to start by, something that Emily said early on in her talk, which was very important. And we see these mass protests in the streets. We're seeing what's happening on college campuses, and yet we're not alone. We've got a lot of allies there. And, Hamas destroyed a lot of lives, but it also awoke a lion, the lion of the Jewish people, the lion of Israel. And we see our allies coming out in force for us. We see it in the presence of nearly 300,000 people in Washington, D.C. earlier this week. We're going to see it at JNF's Global Conference for Israel coming up at the end of this month, where more than 2,000 people are gathering in Denver, Colorado. We see it in our campaign that Sal mentioned, and the tens of thousands of people that have hearkened to our call to support Israel through Jewish National Fund. And among them, nearly 18,000 first-time donors who never before had made a gift to JNF, who rallied to support Israel through our work. And I don't want to talk about dollars and money. And yes, we've raised a lot of money through you and your hard work and your generosity, because we need those dollars to affect our work on the ground. But I just want to talk about our impact, our actual impact. We have to recognize it's not just the Gaza envelope, the Western Negev, that has been impacted, but the 28 communities along the northern border as well that have been evacuated. As of this morning, there's more than 130,000 evacuees in Israel. That is a huge movement of bodies in a very short period of time. And Israel wasn't set up to be able to absorb 130,000 individuals with housing, right? And care for personal needs and education and schooling and this huge population shift. But JNF-USA and our affiliates on the ground are assisting. We are directly impacting more than 25,000 of these people who have been evacuated either from the Western Negev or from the Upper Galilee themselves. Our network of affiliates in Israel who work with us every day to help us achieve our vision have repurposed what they do every day. And we have affiliates who are not only putting together care packages for IDF soldiers that many of you are funding through our mitzvah marketplace to make sure that IDF soldiers get a little respite and a care package from us. We've got affiliates up in the north that are packaging them. Our affiliates working in the area of special needs, like Lotem and Adi Negev, are assisting families who have children with very profound special needs. And you can imagine what it's like to be a child with autism going through an experience like this, where you have a hard time even communicating or articulating what your feelings are all about. You're just uprooted, right? In a situation where children need consistency and continuity, to be uprooted like this. Our affiliates are helping with these families. I think we shared on a previous call that Adi Negev, our amazing campus near Ofakim, a facility for people with profound disabilities, a residential care facility. We just recently, about a year and a half ago, opened up a rehabilitative hospital, is now servicing something like 5,000 injured IDF soldiers at that campus. They've repurposed to move into a whole different direction. Many of you know that JNF has been very active in building bomb shelters, indeed beautifying bomb shelters in the Western Negev. Well, guess what? Many communities haven't had bomb shelters. If you're living in Yerucham and Arad, most of Israel is under the threat of missile fire today. It's not like the old days where a Qassam rocket or Katyusha rocket could go, 15 or 25 miles. If you look at the entire arc of threat from Hezbollah in the north and Hamas to the west, and even the Houthis, you're following the news, the Houthis in Yemen, Iranian-backed Houthis who are firing into Eilat. Most of Israel is under the threat of missile attack. And JNF alone, in just the last few weeks, have moved 200 bomb shelters into these areas where before they did not have bomb shelters. This is all us. And as I've said many times on this call before, nobody asked us to do this. We jumped in because those are what the needs are. And because we have a very nimble operation on the ground in Israel, we are able to jump into spaces that the government hasn't funded, or there's a gap in service. And working with our affiliates, we can do this. Here's the message I want to say to you about money. We don't know what the dollars are going to be long term. Right now, we're talking about a hot war, and we're talking about the needs of Israel during this hot war. But there will come a day when the last missile is fired. There will come a day where the IDF has complete control over Gaza, and the security situation comes back to normal. But what will not be normal for these families who survived such horrific events on October 7th and October 8th, how do they come back home? Jewish National Fund USA is already at work on contingency planning for the day after. We don't know when the day after is going to be, but we need to have a plan to go to. We call it Livnot Biachad, build together. And that plan calls for everything from helping to repair communities, individual homes, community infrastructure, landscaping, everything that's required. Nobody's going to come back home to bullet-riddled homes, to homes that are stained by arson. Nobody is going to come back home to communities where the memory of death lingers. They're not. So we have to get in there and help rebuild physical infrastructure. And we're also going to have to be there to help pick up the shattered glass of human lives, of families that have been shattered. And we don't have the answers to everything, but we're planning. We're talking to our partners and we're planning. We're talking to our board and we're planning. We're talking to our leaders and we're planning, and we're thinking through what this looks like. And we're going to need you, because the day after the last missile is fired, the day after the last IDF soldier is able to go back home, JNF is going to be there. And there will come a time where our activities from the hot war and the support of these families who have been uprooted are going to shift into our normal activities, our daily activities. So I can tell you that we've already raised more than $35 million just for the emergency campaign over the last, 5 weeks, 6 weeks now at this point, 5 weeks. But we don't even know what the upper limits are of what the needs are going to be. So we need you. We're going to call on you again. If you've given, we're grateful. Thank you so much. But the needs are going to be ever continuing for a long time, because it's going to take a very long time to heal these communities and to heal these families. Sal, thank you very much for the time.